Hey
Okay.
everybody, welcome to episode number 109 of Cameron's Nostalgia Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strickland, and today I have with me Tom Nazziola. How are you?
How are you? Good to be here.
I'm doing good. Now, for any of the guys who don't know, Tom is a musician and a composer for Baby Einstein, Atlantic City Serenade, and
Mhm.
Sheira and Loli's Dittydoodle works.
Yep.
And in the TV movie called Roger Maris. I don't know how to
Oh,
pronounce it.
that's a reluctant hero, Roger Maris. Reluctant hero.
Reluctant Hero.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's start with our first question.
Okay.
How did you get interested in music?
I started when I was really little, like 3 years old. My parents used to play records and put pots and pans on next to me, and I used to bang on them with wooden spoons, and um, so I immediately was gravitated towards drums as a baby. And then as I moved on, I started to get into piano and other instruments. So it started very young age.
Nice. So, what was your first music gig?
Actually, that would be with my father. My father sings and plays guitar, and I played a gig with him. I was early as probably 9 years old.
Nice.
Yeah,
So, you worked on the Baby Einstein franchise.
correct. Yep, I did that for over 10 years with Bill Weisbach. Bill Weisbach was the one who started working with Julie Clark when she created the project, when she created the concept. And then he brought me along as well as Clive Smith. And so for many years, we were the three people that worked on the music together.
Nice.
Yeah.
I hope I got Bill Weissbach on my podcasts.
Was he on your podcast?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a bit. Once Disney bought the franchise, um, we were involved for a while, but then they went another direction, so I haven't really had much to do with the uh, the company and the brand in years and years, because I think they went just in different directions and they started other projects under the sort of Baby Einstein umbrella. So, yeah, we haven't really been in touch in a long time.
And there was Baby Einstein Classics. You can watch it on Tubi.
Hmm. Yeah, there are lots of places you can check out Baby Einstein now. And it's very established, so people know about it and they can search for it in different platforms.
So your first Baby Einstein gig was Baby Shakespeare.
Um, I'm not sure if that was the first because I remember some of the early stuff we did was related to Baby Bach and Baby Mozart. In terms of recordings of the music. And once we record the music, they decide on what titles it's going to go, whether it's Baby Van Gogh or Baby Shakespeare or um, excuse me, Baby Monet. I know there's all kinds of titles. So, but the earliest recordings that I remember doing were probably for Beethoven, Bach, and Mozart. And then, and I think we may have replaced some work that was done prior to us for, let's say, Baby uh, Mozart and Bach. So Shakespeare was probably one of the early ones. Could you tell me one of the pieces off Baby Shakespeare? Do you know what some of the music might be? Because that would help me to remember.
I'm just typing it up.
Yeah, just to see. There's so many titles. I sometimes I'm not sure of what the music is on the different titles.
Symphony number 9.
Beethoven.
Yes.
Okay, yes, that you're right. So that was one of the early ones. I do remember recording when we recorded that. That was like some of the early sessions for Baby Einstein. So yeah, that makes sense.
Nice. Do you have a favorite song on Baby Einstein?
Let me think about that. I don't know if it's a favorite song. I know I remember one of the things I liked, let's say that I remember was the Minute Waltz. I believe that's Chopin Minute Waltz. I liked doing that. That was fun. Beethoven's Nine was actually one of them too. I enjoyed recording that. And probably a lot of the tracks on Baby Van Gogh on that title. I liked a lot of the music on there.
Was it William Tell Overture
That was one of them. Yep, that was fun to do. Yep, that's definitely in there.
or Maurice Ravel's
Oh yeah, Maurice Ravel. Which piece?
Bolero?
Yeah, Bolero was fun. Yes. Another good one. Yeah.
Do you have behind the scenes footage or photos of Baby Einstein?
Um, I don't know that we actually did any of that. I mean, and this was like in the late 90s, early 2000s, so we probably weren't using our phone to record. There may be some photos, but we didn't do too much of that. We were very much it was very much a regular job. Like, I'd go to Clive's studio and we'd have everything set up and I'd take out the music and we knew what sections we needed to record. So it was very much a process. Um, we probably should have done that, but I don't think we did.
So you played the Korg X Free.
I'm sorry?
You played the Korg X Free,
What's that?
a synthesizer.
Oh yeah. So I'm trying to think, what did so Clive had a few different keyboards back in the day. I'm trying to remember. I don't really remember, to be honest, what the keyboard was, but I would play all of the parts on the keyboard and we would record that. And then once we were done with like something like William Tell Overture, we would then send it to Bill Weisbach. And Bill would decide on the sounds that were going to be used for the piece. So that's the part where it became the Baby Einstein sound. When Bill would take the parts that I played and assign it to various bells and toy pianos and all types of sounds for kids. So it was a little bit of a process.
So your favorite Baby Einstein video is Baby Van Gogh.
I think so. Yeah, I'd say that's among my favorites. How about you? What is there one that you like?
I like Mozart.
Okay, that's a good one. Yep, that's a good one.
I did show you some of the Baby Einstein stuff, including this book.
Oh, wow. I don't think I even know about that. Huh. There's so many products they put out, but I don't know that one. Hmm.
I have two DVD copies of Baby Mozart.
Oh yeah, I've got that. I actually have all of the Baby Einstein DVDs because as they would finish each title, I would get a copy. So I have all of the videos and all of the CDs.
VHS copy of Baby Mozart.
Yep. Yep, I have that too. I have the because a lot of the early ones were VHS. So I got copies of those as well.
So, you worked on Baby Shakespeare,
Yes. Yep.
Baby Van Gogh,
There it is. Yep. Another good one.
another DVD copy,
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, I haven't seen these in so long. It's great to see these covers.
you worked on the Christmas video.
Yes, Baby Santas. Yeah, Music Box. I remember that one too. That was fun. Yeah, that was nice.
There's Neighborhood Animals,
Baby Doolittle. Yeah. Yes, I remember that too. Aren't there two of those Doolittles? Is there a one and two? I don't remember.
2.
There is. Okay. I do remember those as well.
There's World Animals,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. I remember that cover. That's funny.
Baby McDonald,
Yes, I remember that one. Is that VHS?
yes,
Okay.
and Baby Noah.
Yeah. Wow. I remember that as well. What does it say one of the pieces on there? I'm trying to remember what we played for that. Does it say anything on Baby Noah for the music?
The Marriage of Figaro,
Yes, Marriage of Figaro. Yep. Yep, I remember that.
and Baby Monet,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of my favorites too. I like the music on that.
and Discovering Shapes.
Hmm. That one, I remember that title, but I don't know if they took music from different sessions to make that. I'm not sure what the theme was for that musically, but I do remember that title, Discovering Shapes. Yep.
And Lullaby Time.
Oh yeah, definitely remember that. Yeah, that's a good one. Lullaby Time. Yeah, I think Brahms' Lullaby is on that one.
In world music,
So that one, I'm not sure how much I was involved in that. I don't know what it says on it, but maybe did a little bit of that. But that might be one of the later titles, possibly for Baby Einstein. That looks like something that came much later. Yeah,
and of course, World Animal Adventure.
yeah, yeah. These are good ones.
You have a DVD copies and CDs.
Yes, I do. Pretty much, I have of everything that I played on. I have copies.
So moving on from Baby Einstein, you got to work on Roger Maris.
Yeah, so that was a documentary actually for ESPN. That was some years ago. So I've done a number of sports films and sports topics where I provided music for it. So that was one of them, Roger Maris. Um, so yeah, a lot of different sports things for ESPN and for sports segments on TV programs, commercials, that type of thing. Yeah. That was all happening when I was doing Baby Einstein, by the way.
And you worked on Atlantic City Serenade.
Yeah, that was just an independent movie. I don't know what became of it, but it was early on, and I was looking to do some music for film. So that was just an independent project with some friends of mine back in Brooklyn. And since then, though, I've done a lot of music that's used for TV commercials and for TV programs. Trying to think of some of them. Dance Moms is one. Dog the Bounty Hunter. These are programs that where music I've created along with a partner get used regularly. So there's a lot of different stuff out there for for TV programs all over the world. Some of it's played in Russia, um, some of it in Scandinavian countries. So yeah, a lot of different places.
And finally, you got to
Hmm.
work on a PBS show called Dittydoodle.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that? Just curious.
I see this on Tubi.
Okay. Yeah, that I did probably right after the time of Baby Einstein. And so that was a fun project. That was a similar thing where it was a franchise um of shows with episodes made for kids. So unlike Baby Einstein, which had DVDs and VHS tapes and CDs, these were little TV programs, little episodes. So we did that for a few years, but that was fun. Diddy Doodle Works. Yeah.
So, what was it like working on Dittydoodle?
Um, it was interesting because there were a few different composers. So there was my friend Jack Moore and myself. We were like a unit. We worked together. And then there was another composer Rob Arthur, and then another composer Joe Baker. And they're all still around. And Joe Baker was the one who brought the project to us. So each of us would work on music for different episodes. So it was kind of like a factory where we, all had different projects and assignments. But it was fun. The program was fun. Lots of uh, puppets and characters like you would see on Sesame Street, that type of thing. So little different than Baby Einstein, but probably a little more like comedy oriented, a little more fun in that sense. Because we got to work with the videos. So we'd get an episode of the video and we'd score the music for it.
What's the show about?
Um, I think it's based on the two sisters that created it, Sheira and Loli. Um, and so they're like the characters of the show, and so they're real life sisters, but they made these two characters, and they just have adventures, different people that they meet. They developed characters in the show like Muppets, like you'd see in Sesame Street, and yeah, I mean it wasn't about anything specific like Baby Einstein, where it used specifically classical music to help you learn. This was all original music, but it was made to go with each episode that they created.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
Do you have a favorite song of Dittydoodle Works?
A favorite song. Let's see. There was a character called Zippy, I believe, and I liked Zippy's theme. A lot of the characters had themes. Zippy had a theme, and that was funny. And also the theme song, Sheira and Loli. That was kind of one of my favorites.
Do you have a favorite episode?
I wouldn't remember the episode so much. I remember just oh, there was yeah, there was an episode where they were gonna have a special guest, and they kept saying his name was Elton. So it kept thinking it was going to be Elton John, but it was actually a monkey named Elton that came on the show, and that was funny. I liked that.
It was practice, patience, and persistence.
Hmm. Yeah. Yep, that's right.
So, four puppet characters on Diddy Diddle Works were Doodles, Zippy,
Yep,
Zimbot, and Froggy My Love.
that's right. Yep. Yeah, they were all good characters. They were all funny. Zippy, I think, was probably my favorite though.
And all the four characters are
Hmm.
done by Dan Weisbrot.
Yeah, I didn't know the people personally that did the voices for the characters, but it was really great work, very talented. The people that they brought in to do that.
So, do you have behind the scenes footage or photos of Diddy Diddle Works?
Not from the work we did for the music. I'm sure there is some footage from the people who created it, from when they filmed things, but not for the music because we really, just like Baby Einstein, we worked in the studio and we would just create the music and we didn't really film any of that.
So, I just fell in love with Baby Einstein ever since I was a baby.
Yeah. How old were you when you started watching it?
I was 0 years old,
Oh, wow. So you started right away.
and I'm wearing my Baby Einstein shirt.
That's great. I love it. That's great.
So, do you have a favorite color?
Um, I mean, black has always been my favorite color, but I don't know. These days I'm actually liking red a lot.
There's a poem from Baby Van Gogh.
Yeah.
It goes like this. When I wake up feeling red, I swoop down from my little bed, put on the cape, rush out the door, and
Hmm.
leap across the scarlet floor.
Yeah, I like that.
So red is your favorite color.
I think so. These days, it always was black, but I've been favoring red recently.
Do you have a favorite poet?
Um, hmm. I like he's a Lebanese poet by the name of Khalil Gibran. I'd say he's my favorite poet.
You have a favorite animal?
Dog.
That reminds me of Pavlov the dog from Baby Einstein.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
I had a dog named Coco,
Hmm.
but he's blind.
Uh, you still have him?
No.
Okay.
So you're gonna scan some photos and footage
I'm sorry. You have photos and footage scanned?
of Dittydoodle works.
Oh, Dittydoodle works. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen like I said, I haven't seen the episodes since we worked on them. We would get copies of them, but I haven't really seen them in years and years.
And you can watch the complete series on Tubi.
I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, because I watch Tubi a lot of movies and stuff on there. So maybe I'll check that out. Yeah.
So yeah,
Thanks for letting me know that. I definitely want to check that out.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, no, it's my pleasure. Thanks for reminding me of all those great videos and Diddy Dual Works. I haven't really thought about these things in a while, so it was really nice to see the titles that you held up on the DVD and VHS. It was nice memories.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Uh, no, just I'm glad that you enjoyed Baby Einstein, and I hope you keep enjoying it. I'm not really sure what else they're doing these days, if they have other projects they're doing. I know there was Little Einstein, which was another product of theirs, but I kind of lost touch with that. So it was really nice for you to share all that stuff with me so I could remember all the projects we did.
You know, Bill Spock voiced the puppet characters
It says that he did voices for for characters.
on Baby Einstein.
Hmm. He may have. Yeah, I'm not really sure about the voiceovers and who did what, because I basically just worked with him on music. So I didn't really know about much beyond the music.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, look,
S-
I want to thank you for including me on your podcast, and want to say hello to everybody. And it was really great to chat with you.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for be more guests coming up. Until next time, peace.
Okay. Bye, everyone.